From a drastically different character to an exciting spin on the mystery genre, here are all the details on The Crown star Emma Corrin's new series. Well, everyone, Emma Corrin has announced her newest project, and it couldn't be any more different. We recently got our first look at the upcoming limited series, A Murder at the End of the World. The series, previously titled Retreat, comes from creators Britt Marling and Zal Bateman-Gillies and is set to air in August. Emma is playing the lead role in this new series, an amateur sleuth named Darby Hart. Now, if you're going in expecting her to be playing a posh character like Lady Di, then you've got another thing coming. Darby Hart looks completely different than what we've seen Emma do before. The character has been described as a Gen Z amateur sleuth, which is definitely different from Lady Di. The series is meant to put a new spin on the detective genre. The show will follow Darby and 8 other guests on their trip to a reclusive, billionaire's isolated estate. However, when one of the guests at this mysterious gathering is found dead, Darby will have to use their skills to solve the murder before another life is taken. That's what the official synopsis says anyway. From the images that we have seen, this is going to be a very different project than what we've seen from Emma previously. The first image shows Corrin as Darby in a close-up shot. Darby's back is against a wall, and Darby looks around the corner trying to keep from being exposed. Darby wears coiffed pink hair that catches in the light and an S-shaped earring. Definitely not something we would see Lady Diana wearing. The lighting makes it clear that we are in for a tense, mystery thriller type of story with Emma's character Darby being a driving force of investigation. It will be interesting to see Emma take on a more role that is far more proactive in the story. Don't get me wrong, they do an incredible job playing Lady Diana, but I'm excited to see them play a character that is a little more rough around the edges. Emma has spoken at length about their process of preparing for the role of Lady Di, spending ages listening to recordings in order to properly mimic her speech. It will be interesting to see what they do in order to get themselves into the role of Darby Hart. Hopefully, we will get some insight closer to the release date.
I was excited to adapt it with law specifically. I think I was really excited by the prospect of making something like this with a female director and having the narrative be so female-centered.
The second image shows Darby walking at night in the rain with co-star Harrison Dickinson. Both look disturbed, looking down at the ground as they walk. The tone of this thing is clear. The show looks like it is going to be gritty and intense. It really doesn't look like we're getting a detective story like Knives Out here, that's for sure. The impression that the image gives us feels more like The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. This is obviously a huge change of pace for Emma, whose breakout role was playing a young Lady Diana in season 4 of The Crown. Her performance as the famous young royal was so good it earned her an Emmy. Unfortunately, Emma's stint as Diana was always going to be a shorter one. They signed on for season 4 to play a younger version of the character, so they knew from the start they would only be there for one season. In series 5 and 6, the role would be played by Emma's successor, Elizabeth Debicki.
I'm Elizabeth Debicki, and I play Princess Diana in The Crown season 5.
Of course, Emma doesn't have any hard feelings about this, saying, "Though I'm sad I only did one series, I always knew that was all I was signing on for, and I played her from 16 to 28. I took her from girl to woman, and I loved that arc. But I'm also quite pleased to move on." So is that why they've been keen to branch out into different kinds of roles? It sure seems like it. Emma went on to say that they were worried about being pigeonholed as an actor, meaning that they want to avoid being typecast as much as possible. The sooner I can move away from doing posh English, the better, even though that's what I am. So it really looks like it's Emma's desire to play a different kind of character that influenced their choice to join A Murder at the End of the World, which really makes a lot of sense. It's a great idea for an actor to branch out and try new things, or else they just get stuck playing the same kind of roles over and over. Emma is unlikely to return for the upcoming series of The Crown unless the creatives decide to do a flashback or something. On top of that, Emma has also slated to star in the upcoming Deadpool 3.
Wolverine. Sometimes you gotta fight dirty.
What's more, they've been cast as the villain. Now that's a curveball. We haven't yet had any confirmation of exactly what character they might be playing, but the fact that is going to be a Deadpool villain is another drastically different casting choice for Emma. Hopefully, this will be an opportunity for them to flex some comedic muscles, or perhaps they will end up playing more of the foil to Deadpool's zany antics. Anything is really possible. I, for one, can't wait to see how this pans out. Getting cast in a big property like Marvel is a major career step for Emma. Seriously, they could easily become the next big thing in Hollywood. Clearly, Emma isn't afraid to try new things.
because it's a fantastic musical, but also it was quite fun to be there with Helena, because obviously it's kind of impossible to go anywhere and avoid everyone being like, oh my God, it's Sansa.
They've also spoken about a revealing scene they shot for Lady Chatterley's lover. In the film, Emma starred opposite Jack O'Connell and had to actually strip down for the period piece. I was having kittens about that. I didn't know how it was going to unfold, but I think we got to a place that was freeing and liberating, but still made sense as well. That kind of attitude, coupled with their incredible work ethic, will no doubt help them as they continue to succeed in showbiz. So what else do we know about this exciting new Netflix series? Unfortunately, that's all we have to go off for now, as the images were all that have been released. No trailer, just a couple of photos and a tentative release window of August. It seems pretty close to the release date to be playing it so close to the vest. Maybe the producers are trying to drum up some interest through mystique? Feels like that would make sense considering it's a mystery series. So is that it? Is that all we know? We've got a few more cast members for you. Clive Owen has joined the cast as Andy, the reclusive billionaire.
Finally said, I think we're ready, I think the technology's there, and basically Will Smith plays an agent, and there's a guy after him, and he doesn't understand why he's so good.
Britt Marling will not only write and direct, but also star as a character named Lee. They'll be joined by Alice Braga, Jermaine Fowler, Joan Chen, and Raul Esparza. Britt Marling and Zal Bateman-Glige have collaborated with each other for many years and have made some really good stuff. Their last Netflix series, The OA, ran for 3 seasons and received some pretty high praise.
Hi there. Can you blink for me? Good. Can you tell me how many fingers I'm holding up?
4.
And what year is it?
2016.
Yes, good. And who's the president?
Barack Obama.
It's clear that the pair know how to work well together, which is part of what has people so excited for this new series. As a writer and an actor, Britt really has some great insight and a real knack for writing deep and interesting characters. Hopefully this translates well into Darby Hart and gives Emma a properly juicy role to sink her teeth into. Emma has already spoken a bit about her experience on set for the show. At one point, they actually said they were experiencing hallucinations. They told the story of how they had a very interesting day filming after a routine procedure. I was getting my wisdom teeth, so they put me on really strong US painkillers. I was so out of it that I thought I was being attacked by bees. They had to send me home because every take I was swatting bees away. Geez, that sounds like a pretty rough day. It seems like this series is going to be pretty intense, so having hallucinations on set may have been extra spooky. A Murder at the End of the World is reported to run for 7 episodes, releasing sometime this August. We can hardly wait. So there you have it. From a drastically different character to an exciting spin on the mystery genre, that was all the details on The Crown star Emma Corrin's new series.